What up, YouTube? It's NoChainzz, and I'm back for another commentary, and we are back for another episode of my Cincinnati Bengals connected franchise here in Madden 25. And in this episode, we are facing off against the rolling Pittsburgh Steelers. They're on a 5-game win streak right now and are tied at 10-3 at the top of the AFC North with us, and they're actually third in the AFC behind the Broncos, the Bengals, of course, because we defeated them in the earlier matchup in this season. So this is the final matchup of the season. This should be a great game with both, like I said, 10-3, both on 5-game win streaks, I believe, or I think ours is 4 actually, but Ben Roethlisberger will be starting, which is something that you guys haven't seen. A few of the teams that we've played in the last couple of weeks were without their starting QB. For example, Matt Hasselbeck was starting for the Colts, and Brent Sorensen was starting for the San Diego Chargers. But let's get into this game. They're on the move so far in this drive. They're going to Antonio Brown, and you guys know in the first matchup this season we had a lot of trouble covering him, so hopefully we can keep him under wraps. But Ben Roethlisberger will fire this one into Darius Hayward-Bay, and they take the early lead here at Heinz Field. So the Bengals immediately go down 7 points. Let's see what we can do to come back. Andy Dalton, let's see how he responds after having a very nice game last week. This guy has been on a roll, honestly, since he's came back. So let's see if he can keep that going. Andy Dalton going play action to Giovanni Bernard, and he will be intercepted by Ike Taylor. So the Steelers have a chance to increase their lead even more to go up by 2 scores. They're going to hand this one off to Le'Veon Bell. He shrugs off the tackle of Gaithers there and will be brought down at the 21-yard line. After that nice gain, they're going to him again. This time he reaches the outside and will get into the end zone. And the Pittsburgh Steelers take a commanding 14-0 lead here at Heinz Field over the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Bengals are back on offense trying to get something going. We get a nice block that time, and Giovanni Bernard is off to the races. He is already past the 25-yard line. He stopped jukes and will get all the way down to the 11-yard line. That is a 66-yard screenplay for the Bengals. And from the 1-yard line, they're going to give it to him again to let him finish off the drive and cut into this deficit that they have fallen to early in this game. So now they trail 14-7. We really have to get a hold on the Steelers offense if we want a chance, but we finally forced them to go 3 and out. The Bengals have the ball back, and we get a nice tiptoe catch on the sideline by AJ Green. That one's good for 20 yards. Back to pass, going all the way deep. Andy Dalton finds Ryan Whalen beating the coverage, wide open for the touchdown, and things have now evened out here in Pittsburgh. The Bengals tie things up at 14 apiece, and the Steelers are now on their heels as the Bengals have scored 14 unanswered points. Number 22 just took a bad angle on the receiver Ryan Whalen, and that allowed Andy Dalton to get him a very nicely thrown ball into the end zone. So we forced 3 and out again. The Steelers are not responding as we find Marvin Jones past midfield into Steeler territory. We're going to hand it off to Giovanni Bernard this time. He is up the middle, and he gets all the way down to about the 7-yard line. 3rd down and goal for the Bengals. Andy Dalton's going to find AJ Green for the touchdown and the lead. AJ Green, I can't even speak enough about it. He has been playing tremendously. Honestly, this is the best season I've seen AJ Green have as far as I've been controlling him. And you guys know how much I use the Bengals on Madden, but this is his best year. But we forced another 3 and out. We get the ball back, but that will only result in a missed field goal by Mike Newton. So Ben Roethlisberger is back in command of this offense as we're getting near halftime, and he is trying to lead a drive to at least tie things up or get a little bit closer, but they will have to settle for a field goal. So let's see if it's good. It is. So we'll go into halftime with a 4-point lead, and that is good considering we were down 14-0. We went ahead and scored 21 unanswered, and then the Steelers just could not do anything on offense for a while there until the end of the second quarter. So the Bengals have the ball back right now in the 3rd quarter. We're going to find Tyler Eifert up the middle, and then he will get all the way down to about the 33-yard line. We are in the red zone almost. We're going play action. AJ Green wide open to about the 9-yard line. Still playing well. 3rd down and goal. Andy Dalton with a nice clean pocket. Gets a nice catch by AJ Green. Like I said, this guy is playing tremendously. That time it was a tiptoe catch for a touchdown that time, and that time the defensive back offered no resistance to AJ Green. He went up there and grabbed it, came down with 2 feet in bounds. That is just a very athletic play by him, jumping up in the air and getting it with a defender right there behind him. And like I said, number 24, Ike Taylor, did nothing to defend that, but AJ Green said, hey, I'll take it, gets his feet down and gets a touchdown, adds another 6 points to the board for the Cincinnati Bengals. So we now lead 28-17. And let's see what they do. They're on a drive right now. They're going to Antonio Brown, and he has 66 yards. I really forgot to mention, guys, I really meant to mention this in the beginning, but the game will cut off here. But by this time, as you guys see, we were leading by 11 points. We pretty much had the game in hand, and I'm going to tell you why. If you follow me on Twitter, you guys saw me ranting against PlayStation because my PlayStation 4 just cut off in the middle of the game. So I just went ahead and finished off the fourth quarter. They didn't offer any resistance. You guys saw we won 41-25. I'm going to show you guys the stats. I'm really sorry about that, man. There's nothing I could really do because the PlayStation really cut off by itself. Like, literally, I was in the middle of a game. I was pissed off. But anyway, the best I could do was show you guys the stats. So Andy Dalton finished the game with 3 touchdown tosses with 1 interception that came early in the game, which has pretty much been the story. Andy Dalton always starts the game off a little bit rocky, but then gets it together there in the last 2 quarters of the game or the second half. But anyway, more importantly, Giovanni Bernard. Guys, Giovanni Bernard went out with a broken collarbone. This is the worst timing he could have ever thought of to injure his collarbone. So he will be out for the remainder of the season and the playoffs. So Jeremy Hill, he's been playing well, but I don't know. I mean, Giovanni Bernard made such a difference in the ground game, and not only that, but in the receiving game as well. You guys saw one game, he had 8 receptions. I'm really disappointed. But I am happy that we moved the game ahead above the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we ended up pulling off the sweep of them. So if we result in a tie, I'll get the AFC North over him. But I don't think it's any question that we're going to make the playoffs. So right now, I'm going for the first round bye. Hopefully we can get that and beat out the Broncos. But we'll see if we can even win this game versus the Vikings, who are not that good. We should be able to defeat this team. So they're handing this one off to Banyard, and Ray Mawaluga will force the fumble recovered by Vincent Ray, and I will put Andy Dalton on the field. First down and goal from the 7-yard line. Andy Dalton is back to pass, gonna get intercepted by, I believe that's Harrison Smith, and he will nail it in the end zone. He was trying to fit that one into AJ Green, expecting him to make a play, but it didn't even get there. Harrison Smith was lurking in coverage that time. Very big play by him and the Vikings. So Teddy Bridgewater is back on the field. He finds, I believe that was right over the middle, and we force yet another fumble. This time it is recovered and forced by Ray Mawaluga. He is having himself a game so far. I would really like him to play like that in real life anyway, but that will result in a field goal attempt and a field goal success, I guess you could call it, by Mike Nugent, and we take an early 3-point lead in this game. So they go to Banyard again. This time he shrugs off the tackle of Ray Mawaluga and gets his team past midfield to the 40-yard line. So right now they're running hurry up. I'm not even back on sides in time, so they get a free play. They're going to throw this one up in the end zone to, I believe his name is Justin Wright, and he will come down with the touchdown. They're going to decline the penalty, of course, and the Minnesota Vikings take the lead over the Cincinnati Bengals. And it has been a whole entire half, but we have not been able to generate any offense. Even with 2 takeaways, we have been able to do nothing with it except get a field goal. So we have to do something a little bit better on offense. And I'm not going to point any fingers, but the run game isn't there, only 37 yards. Like I said, not pointing any fingers, but I mean, that would really help right now if we had Giovanni Bernard. But our defense is playing well. We only allowed a single touchdown, even though we gave the ball away once. But anyway, the Bengals are back on the ball right now. We're going to find Marvin Jones. He takes the hit, but he hits out of bounds and does fumble the ball. But first down and 10 for the Bengals. We're going play action. We're going to Tyler Eifert, but instead Captain Munnerlyn will intercept the pass, and Andy Dalton has thrown 2 interceptions and no touchdowns. Usually he gets it together by the second half. He has to continue that streak if he does want to win this game, because usually this is around the time where Andy Dalton gets it together and brings his team back or continues the lead that they have. But anyway, he finds Tyler Eifert for his first reception of the day. We're going screen pass to Jeremy Hill this time. He has a convoy in front of him, gets a block, and will get all the way down to about the 10-yard line. So let's see if we can finally score. Second down and goal. Andy Dalton back to pass. He's looking. He fires this one in to Ryan Whalen, and he will come down with the touchdown, and the Bengals will take the lead in the fourth quarter by 3 points. The score is now 10-7. Teddy Bridgewater back to pass, going to fire this one in to Kyle Rudolph, such a solid tight end as they get to midfield. 3rd down and 8 for Bridgewater. He's back to pass, under pressure, going all the way deep, and it will be swatted down. No catch in the hallway without a hall pass. And the hall monitor does a good job of getting between the receiver and that pass. But they do settle for a field goal. The Bengals have a chance to take the lead, but instead Andy Dalton overthrows the 10-and-out route to Marvin Jones and will be intercepted by Captain Munderland for the 2nd time today. Luckily, it was not taken for 6. So that is Andy Dalton's 3rd interception on the day, and their offense has been less than efficient. But look at the play by Teddy Bridgewater as he will dodge the tackle of Ray Maluga and get this one to Cordero Patterson. 3rd down and 1. Bridgewater is under pressure, but he still gets the accurate pass to Banger for the touchdown and the lead. So the Bengals, after a convincing win versus the Steelers, they are struggling with a team that has a losing record. And there's Andy Dalton throwing his 4th interception of the day. So they have a chance to go up by 2 scores. If they do, it's pretty much over, and Cordero Patterson seals the fate of the Bengals. Actually, it is not over yet as Andy Dalton goes all the way deep to A.J. Green, and he will take it in for a touchdown. If we can get the onside kick, the game is far from over. Let's see what we can do. Hubert is to onside kick it, but it will be received by former Cincinnati Bengal Jerome Simpson. So the Bengals, after a convincing win versus the 10-3 Steelers, turn around and lose to a team who has a losing record and is not playing well in the Minnesota Vikings. Andy Dalton had a very big part to do with that. Although he did go 20 for 28 and threw 2 touchdowns, one came very late, basically pointless, and also threw 4 interceptions. That is not good. You don't want that from Andy Dalton. And getting near the playoffs, we have clinched the playoff spot, but getting near the playoffs, I mean, it's not good to be in that form. You want to be playing your best football going into the playoffs. That way you have the confidence and everything you need to make a run at the Super Bowl. But A.J. Green is in in his prime right now, playing great. This is like the greatest I've ever seen him play. But Andy Dalton, man, you got to get it together. You've been throwing a lot of interceptions lately, but have been throwing a lot of touchdowns too. But Andy Dalton is hot and cold. That's the type of quarterback he is. But here are the standings right now. You guys see we are 2nd in the AFC behind the Broncos. I think even if we win and the Broncos lose, they'll still get the first round bye over us. I really don't want to play in the wild card round, but I pretty much screwed that up when I lost versus the Vikings last week. So I'm probably going to be benching my starters because no matter what, we're going to make the playoffs and we're not getting the first round bye. I really don't care who we play, to be honest. So I'm probably going to bench my players in the last game of the season. So let me know if you guys want to see that game versus the Ravens. And that was pretty much what happened in real life, I believe. I believe we benched our starters in the last game versus the Ravens. I'm not sure. That might have been the year before that. But anyway, let me know if you guys want to see that video. And if you do, I'll post it. If not, I'll do a season wrap-up and then get straight to the playoffs so we can wrap this up before Madden 15. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.